Hello everybody, Montague14 back again and doing a brand new video. Today we're going to be doing something, what I never thought I would ever do. So the other day I was going through the storage building and, just to go ahead and make some more room. But as I was going through it, I now began to realize about something. I pulled out a box full of old take-along tracks. Yeah, take along. The old toys that a lot of fans used to play with. But ever since one day, they decided, you know what? Take along is for kids, so why not we go ahead and, replace it with either Tomy, Wooden Railway, or Bachman. And also trains, but I'm talking about live action. So, yeah, I used to have been a huge take along fan. But until when I saw people like MPS and good people that makes Tomy, I was like, you know what? I'd rather do those kinds of videos. And so I did. But the one thing what I never do is that I never got rid of my take-alongs. Why is that, you might ask? Well, think about any time that you're getting ready to sell something. Think about what you are getting rid of and think about what you should get rid of. Sometimes you don't need these things. You absolutely don't never need these things. But really honestly think about it. If you just go ahead and get rid of it, you're never going to get it back again. And who knows, maybe one day you'll regret it. And so that's exactly why I've never got rid of my take-alongs. Because these things were my childhood. These things are what I used to love. In fact, some of these take-alongs, like Henrietta for example, some of these are going to be appearing in my Wooden Railway series. Well, okay, for the show that's at least going on for right now. So, I was going through it, and I was like, you know what? How about I do a little layout video just for myself, just to show you guys about my layouts and what's going to be happening. So, this is at least all the remaining pieces of what I can find. And so far, I can actually say I really like this. If I have a kid, if I ever got a kid, this is what I would give him. I would give him this entire layout piece. I would probably buy a cardboard, and I would probably glue it so that way he can never pull it out and ask me to redo another layout. But of course, that's his imagination. So let's go ahead and examine about this layout. Another thing too, what I got to point out is that Thomas himself, the one that's right there on the shelf, Thomas himself is not going to be on this layout because apparently I'm getting ready to do his side of the story in my series. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get on with this layout. I'll start off here in 10-minute sheds. Here we have his James, kind of have that little sad face. And here's the Fat Controller. So, I'm guessing that this is a little recreation of the Troublesome Trucks episode. And here we have an intruder. Oh. Poor little guy. Anyways, so, yeah, I decided to go ahead and put James there, and let's try to put the Fat Controller somewhere right here. There we go. Much better. Alright, so, yeah, that's a little recreation of Troublesome Trucks. Let's see, which way should we go? I'll probably do, this loop. So, if we take this track, of course, is the original take-along track. Hey, Selena. Nah, I'm kidding. Her name's Star. But anyways, so if we take this track, I have this little water piece thing. This is not a take-along thing. This is actually came from something else. It's this little Thomas toy thing where you attach him to this buffer right here. A little bit of recreation to the actual movie Thomas and the Magic Railroad. So what you do is that you fill Thomas up by just pumping it like this. So as you fill him up, you got to press this button right here, and then Thomas would just go flying out into your living room. But, however, since I do not have that Thomas no more, I instead just go ahead and put this thing up. But after now seeing it, I'm like, this can actually be useful for something. And so it was. Notice about this thing, and notice how it has this little buffer thing. So, I'll explain this track here in a second. So, yeah, engines now have a way to go ahead and refill on water. I'll use this train right here for example. Much better. So, also, this is going to be my custom Lily for my series. So, yeah, it's just a simple loop for the actual 10-minute sheds for itself, or take and play timid sheds, and and I must say this is actually a huge improvement to the original take and play shed, which we will get here in a second. So yes, this one big loop has like 5 spots. This look very accurate, and if you open up back here, and if you do not have that much track, then your inches will have an adventure by going out in the back. So let's go this way. Here is my Great Western Railway trio, and if you guys don't know, Percy is actually a Great Western Railway tank engine. It's just that he does not have the GWR like Duck, Oliver, and Toad. So yeah, maybe they're all just talking about the Great Western Railway and stuff like that. And this is what I mean that this is a vast improvement to. And this is what I mean that shed over there is a vast improvement to this. As far as I love detailing, I just do not see a purpose to use this. I mean, seriously, that just, as a kid, though, that always aggravated me. I had no idea why that thing should be even a part of it. And also, this piece of the shed right here is very aggravating. Because that spot is only good for tank engines like Percy. I mean, I get it, Thomas is a part of Tim's shed, but my God, what the crap. But, anyways, the only thing that is better than this, the only thing that this thing is better than this one is because this one has this little track piece. So that way, if you don't have any track, it already has the Island of Sodor for you. And I was very limited because what if I needed to make a little curve that circles around it? But we're not talking about a review. We're talking about the layout. So, yeah, I had these little connectors things that connected to the original Take-Along. So, yeah, we go down here, we make a little curve, and this is my favorite area to this entire layout because here we have is Edward, Gordon, Henry, and my custom-made express coaches will be appearing in my series, as a matter of fact, including this Henry right here, but it would only just be a little cameo. So what makes this my favorite? Well, as you can see here, we have 2 of the 70-year movies, Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure and The Adventure Begins. And as you guys already know by now, Edward, Gordon, and Henry were the first characters to ever appear in Thomas and Friends, which that was all 73 years ago. Yeah, 73. And so they're just doing a little 70-year anniversary a train. And yeah, pretty much you guys already know why this is my favorite. So if we take this corner, there's also another reason why, because it leads up to something. If we take this corner, it leads up to a siding of a buffer. And that's also another reason why this thing is good for. So if we continue on, we come up to another corner. I'll go and take this track, because this side of the track is not really that much good. So if we take this track, here we arrive is a little area that's probably my least favorite. And that will be the Farmer McCall factory, or Farmer McCall and Chocolate Factory. Why is this my least favorite? Well, let's go ahead and examine this. It has these 2 loop lines to connect to Farmer McCall and the ice cream factory. And the very limited thing about this is that, I'll use the diesels for example. The very limited thing about this is that if you pull your tag-alongs, the coupling will always snap. Give it a second. There we go. The coupling would always snap. Like, you literally have to use your 2 fingers for it. But anyways, so here we have is Diesel, Splatter, and Dodge all sitting at this one siding. I'll grab Diesel 10 here, and there we go. Much better. Diesel 10 was supposed to be in the shed. This is something I like to call Arsdale End. Why is that, you might ask? Well, Toby a lot of times has a country accent, so therefore Farmer McCall seems perfect for his home, or something like that. I know he lives in Arsdale End, but still. So, Diesel 10 is sort of taking over his spot as he's talking to Splatter and Dodge and Diesel about his next plan. So, yeah, this at least has something to make me happy for. So, if we take this track, here will lead up to, speak of the devil, Toby himself. Along with my custom-made Henrietta, which Henrietta will be appearing. Same goes with Toby, but it will not be appearing right at that second. So, if we continue on, I like to say that this is the main line. Why do I say it but the main line? Well, It's all it is. It is just a simple straight line. And unlike this track we will get to here in a second. If we continue on going straight, we pass by my custom-made Benson, also known as a Stepney, and Salty, and then we arrive back at Timoth. Coming back to this track, we will take this way, however. Now this track, I like to say that this is the branch line, because we will get to there here in a second. So if we make this turn, we make this little loop, which the tag-alongs will deconnect, but that's only good for, light trains like Thomas. And so we come straight, and then we make that little curve, and then this is why this is the branch line instead of the main line. Because if Gordon came down to this line, he's going to have like a hard time. I'll use Toby right here for an example, demonstration. Okay, it may not work for Toby because Henrietta is actually made of plastic instead of metal. But still, if you have this thing, you probably know about why this thing is so terrible. So, another reason is because, like I stated about that one, it has this little wormy line right here, which makes it take long to deconnect. And that is very limited back when I was a kid. So it makes that little quarry turn, which actually makes our representative of the quarry from the narrow gauge side and Farquhar. And speaking about the narrow gauge engines, here we have a Scaroli chillaxing in the shed, Duncan that's getting ready to be poured with coal, Sir Handel probably pushing the rails aside, and Renez himself inside a coal mine. If the buttons right here would work. Yeah, they don't work. There's also like a little track somewhere right there. And I do not know why, but as a kid, that would always remind me of a scene where that Donald and Douglas were on their way to the castle in the Lost Castle, something like that. Bad Day at Lost Castle or something like that. But I can't honestly remember. But for some reason, it would always remind me of that one scene where they're puffing down to the castle like, look, it's over there. We're almost there. Or something like that. Yeah, I think you guys know what I'm talking about. But anyways, so if we take this track, Toby turns that curve, and then he arrives back where we started. So, yeah, here's the overshot about this. And maybe we'll do like a little video parody about this one day, maybe. But as far as like being like an actual series, I'm sorry for you Take-Along fans, but I'm not necessarily a fan of Take-Along itself. I mean, I do admire it, which is one of the main reasons why I still keep it. But, I'm sorry, but this will not be necessarily a video, to be precise. I may well do like a parody, maybe, but that's for another video for another day. But, hey, at least Take-Along Thomas right here will be a part of it, including with Annie and Clarabelle, I hope. But, still, leave down in the comment section below about what you all thought about this layout. If you guys like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button to see more of my shows, and comment down the video about what you guys think about it. Share this video, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Bye for now, everybody.